new Oddworld Soulstorm PlayStation State of Play 2021 trailer had a lot of gameplay clips, so I thought I'd do an in-depth analysis, or rather just take a closer look at those gameplay clips. So first clip shows Abe going through what looks like sort of the outside of Fico Depot. You've got a lot of cargo containers in the background. You can see sort of train wires sort of with that cargo travels on. You've got a sign that says train terminal, so again, storage yard, loading crane. So it seems like we'll be using loading crane probably as a gameplay element. In fact, you can see towards the left, I think, is that a lift? Could be a lift. But yeah, not much to say about this shot, I suppose. Abe just goes along there. Then it's a shot of Slig Barracks, which is pretty interesting. You've got Mudokons following Abe, going through, running to some steam. That's interesting actually, that's the thing they brought back from New and Tasty, isn't it? That shadows have been replaced with steam. I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of that, to be honest. I quite liked the shadows, but I guess it's sort of hard to do that, so instead they replaced it with steam. Fair enough. You got this sort of thing in the background that reminds me of like those, you know, those on like D-Day, those big German, you know, concrete, what do you call them, outposts, I don't know, and you got a Slig firing at them from one. These bullets are so thick and so what's the word, I don't know, I don't really like the look of them. They look a bit too cartoony, but maybe it's a special sort of gun, I don't know, because there's been different types of guns that's been seen, different types of bullets, so it's weird how like some of these bullets like really thick, cartoony, if you like. That's probably a wrong term for them, but yeah. Anyways, it's also this beautiful shot of Slig Barracks. I really like this white building in the background, but yeah, so there's that. Then you got a shot of Abe, and he's just sort of rolling along here. There's some Sligs in the background. I really like this shot actually. I'm not sure where it is, but he sort of double jumps, which, you know, a lot of people aren't fans of. He's running. Oh no, Slig gets him, Slig shoots him. And again, look, here's what I mean, the bullets are different. These bullets are alright, I don't mind these bullets. They're sort of really thin, pretty realistic, I guess. So I don't know like if it indicates a different type of gun, depending on what type of bullets it is, so that'll be interesting to see. Also, this green thing here, I remembered, it's called Royal Jelly, isn't it? It's like just something Abe can pick up. I did not remember what that was. I really like this shot. I really like where you can see flying Sligs just hovering in the background going towards it. It reminds me of like Vietnam or something, you know. Down, you know, I'm expecting Fortunate Son to play in a minute or something. But yeah, and then oddly, the Sligs disappear once Abe dies, which I don't know why that is. Also, why is Abe glowing red? I noticed that. Has he got a bomb on him? He sort of keeps going red. I figured it was just the lighting, but I don't know. He just keeps going red. Yeah, and when Agrita got him in that other footage, like from ages ago, I noted that there was like a red circle around Abe. I wonder what this red stuff is. He gets shot, he turns red. Who knows? Maybe it's a health indicator. It's an indicator to say, oh, you're taking damage, you know? Could be. But yeah, it's weird how the Sligs literally just disappear. As soon as Abe dies, boom, the flying Sligs are still in the background. You can just see his blade. But the Sligs that shot Abe, they just disappear. So maybe early game development, I don't know. It's also odd that for a final trailer they release such an early thing with a mistake like that. The next shot is really interesting because it shows. The reason it's interesting is because, as according to Lorne Lanning, the new Fico Depot would be called Comet Depot. And indeed, we've seen footage of Comet Depot on the inside. You've got banners saying Comet Depot. And then suddenly, a month before release, this trailer comes out. And what do you know? You got Fico Depot. What is that all about? It's got the good old Fico Depot logo. And that's pretty much a surprise, to be honest. Because everyone just sort of assumed it'd be Comet Depot now. Now, I've heard a lot of people theorise that maybe Fico Depot is different from Comet Depot. Maybe it's just a different place. But if you have a look at the building that is Fico Depot, the art of it is pretty much exactly the same as the Comet Depot art that they released ages ago. Literally the only thing they've changed is from what I can tell, is the sign on the top. It no longer says Comet Depot, it's now the Fico Depot logo. So that suggests to me that they've simply changed the name. And I'm glad about that, to be honest. You know, if you're going to keep Aslik, you might as well keep Fico. I don't know why they changed it in the first place. It just seems like a really odd thing to change at the last. They must have changed it at the last minute, surely, maybe. I don't know. It just seems pretty weird to me. but I'm glad they've done it anyway. And it just shows Abe travelling across Vico Depot. You can see a cargo, what do you want to call it, a cargo box just going up. You can see some lasers in the background there. I don't know if that's like, yeah, it looks like sligs. They're just sort of looking up. I don't know, guarding the cargo maybe? Making sure there's no stowaways? Who knows? But yeah, it's a pretty interesting shot. I quite like it. And it shows a shot in some furnace place. Now look at the furnace. It's got like two eyes. The right eye is closed, but as the shot progresses, it sort of opens, so that's really interesting. Don't know if that indicates anything, maybe it's just a visual thing. Oh wait, no, wait, I see. If you have a look, the Mudokon is sort of turning the wheel, so maybe that indicates that he's opening it or something, I don't know. Could be. Again, you've got the red lighting, which is interesting. You've got the sligs. Yeah, Abe sort of throws a grenade, and I think this alerts the slig. You've got some sort of pistons over there, and some red floor, which I think indicates destructible flooring or something like that. It's got a shot of Abe going through a Necrom cave. I think they've shown a shot before, to be honest. It looks like he's about to hit a wall there, I don't know. In the Necrom cave, if you have a look, there's like some spider webs. So that's just paramites, surely? Maybe? Does it not? I guess maybe it doesn't. But that's pretty interesting, considering paramites like dark areas, which is something they sort of did away with in Munch's Odyssey. They just had them in this bright area. And it is interesting because I've always thought, although, you know, we theorised that maybe the squid things are like fleeches, I always thought they sounded like paramites. The noise that they released of them, to me that always sounded like a paramite. So I'm curious, maybe it's something to do with paramites. You know, it's more like a paramite area that they'd be in, I guess. Like really dark areas. You got spider webs, you know, it seems more paramitical, if that makes sense. The next shot shows, again, Necrom by the looks of it. Again, you've got that nice old style leather. This shot, you can see a sign down below that says holding pen 9, so I'm guessing that's where Mudokons are being held, maybe. It looks like a toilet with the tiled walls. That leather apparently says release pen, so maybe if you want to free the Mudokons, you pull the leather. Or maybe it's an animal. That'd be good if you could like use animals against your enemies. Like maybe you got a bunch of scrabs and then you pull the leather and then the scrabs come out and attack the sligs. I don't know, that's just an idea. You got a security orb, vending machines. Interestingly, the checkpoint sign still has General Drippic on the checkpoint sign, so that's pretty interesting. Apparently that was just a placeholder. I mean, it's pretty late in the game by this point, so like surely they would have changed it by now, but no, General Drippic is still right there. Obviously, we did just have a clip of some sligs disappearing into thin air, so, you know, easily this could be, maybe this is early development stuff, I don't know. But it's pretty interesting that General Drippic is still there. Abe sort of throws some gas at some sligs and it causes him to sleep, or it causes one of them to sleep. He throws one at one and it causes him to just, oh dear. It causes him to run around and explode, and he takes some Mudokons with him. What a lad. He's, yeah, so that's interesting. I think Abe threw like a bomb at him or something, a sticky bomb probably. You can see some guard towers in the background. It's like a security orb with like yellow. Is that yellow? Or maybe it just looks yellow. I don't know, it looks like it's got a yellow orb and it's sort of pointed downwards, which is a bit weird, but there we go. It's also weird that they'd have two security orbs in one place, so maybe that's a different security orb. The next shot, crikey, look at these flying sligs. Look how many flying sligs there are. There's like 4 of them. And Abe's just sort of using this turret machine, shooting them. They're falling asleep. It must be like some sleep dart, maybe a snoozy. And it's appears to be in Slig Barracks by the looks of it. Imagine being a flying slig and you fall asleep. That is dangerous. How are they not spiralling out of control? Abe's getting damaged, you can tell by these birds that keep getting flung at the screen. I wonder if that's going to get annoying. Like every time you get hit, a bird flies at the screen. It's like a bloody scene at the end of Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. Like apparently when they filmed that, Alfred Hitchcock literally just threw birds at the actress. It's like that. It's going to be like that basically. Next shot is the shot we've seen before, just Abe running along with some Mudokons. Next shot displays some game speak. Abe says, "Follow me" or something, and some green circle indicates, oh, these Mudokons in this area have heard you and are now following you. I wonder if you ever get any stubborn Mudokons, like ones that are just like, nah, I'm trying to do my work, leave me alone. Their hats literally just flung right off their heads there. They don't even take them off, they just fly off their heads, okay? You got some sligs at the top there, which is pretty interesting. They're like, what the hell's going on here? They got the red visor, beam, if you like. And some green energy comes out of the Mudokons and seems to be heading downwards towards the right of the screen, bottom right of the screen, which is pretty interesting. The next shot shows some Mudokons, I think Abe's telling them to work, and they work using these little machines here. And you can see there's like a sign in the back there that says Mudokon 6 worker jail. It's leading to the worker jail, is it? Or is this the worker jail? Yeah, this must be the worker jail. There must be workers that are in jail for whatever reason. Abe's come along and free them. There's an exit pointing towards the door that they all open, and well, I'm guessing they get free basically, which is very nice for them. The next shot is really interesting because it shows the inventory page, or rather, if you have a look, there's like 2 tabs. So you've got followers, which is the one he's in, and then there's crafting, which has an exclamation mark under it. So I'm guessing that's indicating that there's something he can do in that tab that he hasn't done yet. But he's in this followers tab, and he's got like the inventory wheel, which I guess must be his followers inventory potentially. Or there's like a section at the next to it which says follower inventory, and that appears to have 3 fizzy pops and 38 water bottles, which is pretty interesting. You can press up on the D-pad and give item, press down to take the item. But this inventory wheel is currently highlighted on fizzy pop. It says explosive but probably not deadly. So that suggests to me that these things can damage enemies, but they probably won't kill them unless they're like already injured or something. But the fact that it's explosive suggests to me, you know, like what I've said before, that I think it's like a distraction. You shake it up, throw it, it explodes. Slig's like, what? That's what I think it's for anyway. It could be completely wrong. Well, it's got 10 of those, but then it goes down to 6, which after going from fizzy pop, he then goes to the brunade, which I'm guessing is a grenade made out of Soulstorm brew. So this is like an incendiary one by the looks of it. Instant heat when smashed. So, and you can tell by the symbol, it's like if you throw it, creates flames, creates fire. He's got 20 out of 20 of them, but he appears to give some to his follower inventory. Then below follower inventory, this is part I find particularly interesting, you got a follower mood. You press left on the D-pad, it goes aggro. You press right on the D-pad, it goes passive. So that's indicating, I'm guessing, you want your Mudokons to automatically attack. You go with aggro, which appears to be highlighted now. So it appears to be, you know, I mean, it's giving him brunades for goodness sake. He's clearly preparing for war by the looks of it. But you want him to be peaceful, not attack, be stealthy, I guess. You press right, and then they're passive. They're angels with the little halos, which is nice. You've got buttons at the bottom there. You've got left joystick, select item, L1 and R1 to change tab, square to craft the item, and circle to resume the game. Then in the top right corner, you've got a moolah sign, and apparently Abe, unfortunately, he's a poor schmuck. He's got 0 moolah, so he needs to be, you know, steal some bins or something like that, I guess. And then the next shot, and you can clearly see he's in a tear extractor room, which is pretty interesting. In the tear extractors, I'm pretty sure they used to have red lightning in like previous Soulstorm footage we've seen, so it's interesting that they've got blue here. Could be getting completely mixed up there though. I love the way they spell extractors. So you've got extractors 3 to 4 over here. You've got an exit to train gate sign. You've got a slig that's tied up there. You've got a bird portal to the right. You've got an exit sign at the bottom there. And yeah, you just got these wheel things, which I'm guessing control the extractors. I'm guessing the Mudokons do the wheels. You say work, they turn them off basically. I'm guessing that's what happens. Oh, and that tied up slig just explodes. Just freaking explodes. And then a flying slig comes out of the guard tower looking like an angel coming from heaven, man. And gets instantly bamboozled, instantly tied up by the Mudokons. They like throw some stuff at him. I also just noticed when the slig that was tied up explodes, the bird portal dissipates and flies away, just like they do in the old games. And then you can see they're going to fly back to form the bird portal again. Next shot just shows again that I think it's a continuation of that shot of Slig Barracks, of them shooting with those massive bullets. You can see it, some like flying sligs in the background, I think. Are those flying sligs? No, sorry, that's the birds that keep flying at you. But you can actually see in the far background, I don't know if those are flying sligs, but there's like something there. What is that? I guess it's a flying slig? It's hard to tell. But yeah, so Abe's running from Mudokons, not a lot to say about that. The next shot shows Abe, and he's throwing some stuff on a slig. I think the slig's about to explode, maybe? No, he's just died. Slig's just died, okay. There's some Mudokons up there, not a lot to say about that. It's in Vico Depot, I guess it's now called. This is the first appearance of Slogs in Oddworld Soulstorm. We have never had confirmation that Slog's going to be in Oddworld Soulstorm before, as far as I'm aware anyway. From what I know, this is the first appearance of Slogs in Oddworld Soulstorm. Very quickly at the end, you can just catch a glimpse of them. I was very excited when I saw it. It's so quick that when I saw it the first time, I was like, oh, Slogs. And then after I watched it, I was like, wait, were they Slogs or were they not Slogs? It was on so briefly, I wasn't sure. But yeah, these are definitely Slogs. Pretty interesting. I'm glad that they're another classic enemy that they've brought back for the game. And likewise, the next shot shows the Greeter zapping Abe. I think this might be the same shot where it shows the greeter putting out the flames actually in the previous greeter clips that they've released. Like it goes over a bomb where Abe's standing or something. Might not be, it just looks similar to me. The next shot shows a FICO depot train. There's a spider tank at the end and shooting rockets at Abe, and one gets him and Abe explodes. But he doesn't explode, the bomb explodes and Abe just sort of falls through the floor and falls off the train, which isn't very nice, but yeah. The next shot shows Abe at FICO depot, and it's got Terminal 1, Work Zones 1 to 2, Terminal 2 and Depot Yard. He searches through the bin probably for something to eat. I mean, look at how skinny he is, he probably hasn't eaten in days, but there we go. I really like this architecture in FICO depot where you can sort of see, that looks like sun, it might be windows, but to me it looks like sun from windows the opposite side shining through, and that's like the shadows it's casting. But yeah, that's what it looks like to me. I don't know, I just like Magog architecture. Then it shows a shot of Abe, looks like he's digging through some like native bins, I don't know. The next shot shows a thing that says Tank A, it's got a possession orb up there, Slig marching, Abe's sort of sneaking about, searches a Slig that's sleeping, and somehow they don't wake up because of that apparently. The next shot shows Brew Bottle 1, I've already read this one before. Then it's got Wiring Kit 1, the workers who wired up all our electric gates and switches left piles of this stuff lying around, so maybe that's to like get electronic stuff working. The next one says Antiviral Wipes, kills 99.9% of bacteria, give the remaining 0.1% your lunch money and you should be fine. Maybe you get poisoned and that cleans it up. What could that be for? Antiviral wipes. Maybe it's alcoholic, isn't it, like alcohol, and that's what kills the viruses or something. So maybe you like put these in a Soulstorm brew bottle, it becomes a Molotov cocktail. And the next shot is really interesting because it is the second and I believe final shot in this trailer that shows logs, and you can see them way more clearly in this shot. Again, it's still pretty short, so Abe's just throwing these incendiary grenades, Molotov cocktails by the looks of it, at these poor slugs, and those slugs are just running about being burnt and everything. It's not very nice, but there we go. And you got a sign there saying barracks and furnace. Furnace is down below. Next shot shows Abe, I think you've seen a shot before, it's just Abe tying up a Slig. Then it shows Abe on a ledge, just hanging down from a ledge. Interestingly, it appears he can still throw stuff even from this position, which he couldn't do in the old games unless I'm mistaken. He throws something at a Slig, Slig runs about all mad like, and then the Slig just freaking explodes. I guess it was a sticky bomb. Now what I find interesting is that this Slig has like a blunderbuss in like the classic Slig gun. I thought they would have been replaced completely with these new machine guns that Sligs apparently have. But this Slig here, he's got a blunderbuss by the looks of it. But this blunderbuss is red. It's not like a normal blunderbuss, it's just completely red. It looks like one of those, you know, those fake toy guns or whatever they have to get, because you're not allowed to have guns that look real anymore. I'm guessing they just haven't put the textures on it yet, which again indicates that this is still pretty early footage, but I don't know. It's just sort of weird how there's so many signs that the game isn't finished yet, even in a trailer this late in the development of the game. I also find it interesting at the top there, you've got these vending machines, and you've got one that says out of order. What is the point of that? Is that for decoration? Is that for like show, or is that, are you able to get it working again? Or maybe that's there just for the trailer because it's like a secret one that's a surprise or something and they don't want to reveal it, so just put this out of order thing over it to keep it hidden from the players. And as I said, it looks like it's fairly early footage, but yeah, you got some again, you got Dripic there in the corner. Yeah, I really like this Soulstorm brewery barrel right here, and if you look below you can see like some sign of like a vending machine with like a Slig holding some Mentos or something. But yeah, I think it's a pretty good shot. Next shot shows you can see FICO depot in the background again. I love the way it's sort of this really majestic looking thing that encompasses the whole background that you can see in so many shots, you know, leading up to it, I guess, getting to it. Abe and his fellow Mudokons are travelling on this little lift thing, I don't know what you'd call it, and there's a lot of spikes down below, so I hope it doesn't fall off. But you've got these classic bombs from like the old games, and for some reason you got this stupid Mudokon who's just standing there, more upright than I've ever seen a Mudokon stand before. I've never seen a Mudokon with that kind of posture before, and unfortunately gets blown up because he's an idiot clearly. You've got some Sligs in the background. Maybe Abe has to tell the Mudokons to jump, I wonder. Can he do that? That'd be interesting. Like, how are they gonna get past this, I wonder? You got, you know, they're travelling along, you got these bombs in a way. That'd be quite interesting if I had to keep saying jump, 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 or whatever. You got these Sligs in the background with these, you know, pinpointers. There must be Slig snipers. They got these laser pointers. How are they gonna avoid them as well? That'd be an interesting gameplay. I mean, there's so many dangers in FICO Depot, it seems. The next shot is the longest shot. Wow, they showed a lot of this shot. You got some Sligs in right there, if you have a look, they're just sort of searching, so clearly I'm guessing Abe's just come around that corner, and he starts chanting, and then he creates this possession orb, goes down, goes to Slig, possesses Slig, he jumps on this, I'm guessing Soulstorm brew, I guess that Abe put there earlier, he shoots it, lights it up, the Slig dies, but then the possession orb comes out of the Slig and goes in the Slig next to him, and so the Slig sort of then goes on and then he explodes, you know, as is typical once you're done chanting or whatever. And yeah, that's pretty interesting. So you can go from one Slig to another while possessed. It's got a clip of Abe and of tons of Mudokons just going in these bloody lockers. Have they shown this before? I'm not sure, but yeah, and then just sneaking behind this Slig who's somehow completely oblivious. Apparently locker doors are silent in Oddworld Soulstorm. Then it's got Abe in the innards of Necrom, well, these sort of squid things. Abe sort of just chases them away with his torch. Then you got a clip of, again, Fico Depot, by the looks of it. Abe sort of stands on this little platform and a bunch of steam comes up. And apparently these Slig snipers that are in this tower here cannot penetrate the steam, which is pretty fascinating. Another a very quick shot of just Abe pulls the lever, the door comes down, that's about it, and there's some Mudokons right in front of him, and Slig's thinking, what the hell is that? So locker doors don't make a noise, but apparently a Slig who's on the upper level can hear a massive door coming down. I guess it makes sense. And there's like is that a Moolah machine? I don't know, it's like some it's a recycling machine, sorry, which I believe you can use to recycle stuff that you've got in order to get Moolah. And yeah, look, it changes to the Moolah symbol. Next shot, I like this shot because you can see to the right, you can see one of those things, it looks like classic Exodus, those wheelie things, what do you call them, I don't know, there's just Abe sneaking through some smoke with some Mudokons right behind this Slig here, like seriously right up his arse, I tell you. You got Flying Slig down below, got a possession orb, you got a guard tower there that has infinity amount of Sligs in it. I wonder if the guard towers that are suspended in air are only carrying flying Sligs, or if they're like in like the old games, they used to be way up in the air and you just have this grounded Slig with the pants and just drop on the floor. So maybe yeah, that's probably what that is, I guess. Next shot shows Abe. I like this shot a lot. They've shown a shot before. Flying Slig coming down like a bloody Stuka dive bomber. Just, you know, throwing his grenades at it, incendiary bombs, whatever it's doing. Just, you know, Abe narrowly misses it. Unfortunately, oh no, he dies because some massive freaking, what is that, a rock? Just goes and bloody smashes right on him. Brilliant. It's interesting that it destroys the bridge. I think that, so like, is that a timed challenge? Did Abe die because he was too slow? I think not, because you can see like a ledge below that, so I think Abe was meant to wait for the big stone thing to just come crashing down. I wonder if this is Mosaic Lines. I don't know. It looks like maybe Mosaic Lines after it's been attacked, maybe. Potentially. And that's why everything's crashing down. It was like chaos. I think this might be really early on in the game. It's sort of shown the chaos that's going on. You got the, you know, the Magog cartel is attacking them. I think it's pretty darn good, if you ask me. I could be completely wrong, of course. But yeah, you got this little ledge at the bottom there, so I think Abe was meant to wait for the thing to come crashing down and then jump onto the lower ledge and then jump up back onto the higher level. Next shot is, again, for some reason I saw this and it reminded me of like a temple. I don't know why, it just has sort of Paramonian temple vibe to it. It appears to be like, you know, Indiana Jones said this before, underground Necrom. You got some Mudokon skulls by the looks of it. Some perilous adventurers that have tried and failed to take on the task of the Mudokon temples. Yeah, and there's like some flame traps or something that Abe no, he doesn't narrowly miss it. He bloody gets done by it. He gets killed. And then you got another shot of it as well. You got the spiky stones coming down, a hell of a lot of spiky stones as well. And there's like some spikes at the bottom too, so I wonder what that's all about. But you got these squid things again. Ton of squid things, just sort of just dropping down, I guess, and Abe sort of chasing them away. Then you got a shot of Abe and his Mudokons in Necromines, and holy smokes, they just get completely smashed by these, what do you want to call them, probably rock crushing devices. Not only do they get smashed, but they get attached to it. You've just got these Mudokons flying around on his bloody spinning things, and he's literally just flying off. You even got one on the top one there going upwards now, so that's pretty funny. You got one, again, another shot of Fico Depot, Abe climbing up a ladder. What the hell's a ladder? Abe climbing up a ladder, and he's got to avoid these cargo containers by the looks of it, which is a pretty fun gameplay element if you ask me. It's going to be pretty interesting, pretty hard, because look how many there is. I can see some Sligs in the background too. They got these sort of sniper laser pointers, as we've seen before. It's interesting that they've got sort of two like pointers coming out of each one, unless there's like 4 Sligs there, but they're just right next to each other. That's weird. I really like this shot for some reason. I don't know why. It reminds me of The Last of Us 2 or something. It's like climbing up these really tall things. But yeah, it's pretty interesting shot, but not a lot to say about it, I guess. It is interesting to note actually that we're seeing so many cargo containers and all that sort of thing. You know, there's no like Fico depot trains, for example, that I can see here anyway. Then you got a shot that's a continuation by the looks of it of that shot from earlier when Abe was hanging on the ledge and he throws that grenade at the Slig. The sticky bomb, and yeah, you got that recycling machine down at bottom there. So you got a sign in the corner. It says employees 81, casualties 0, escapees 0, security 104, which is a lot. Security casualties 16. You got that out of order machine, and then at the bottom there you got like, oh yeah, it was Mentos. Well, it appears to be like some Oddworld parody of Mentos called Blastos. So like, you know how you can like get Coke and you put some Mentos in it and it explodes? I think that's what you can do with that basically. You get these Blastos and then you put them with some Soulstorm brew and it explodes, creates some explosive thing. I bet that's probably what it is anyway. Next to it looks like some sort of Glucon gum, so you can like use the gum to like put stuff together. And then the vending machine next to it appears to show a Slig holding some sort of canned drink, fizzy pop I guess, and it shows it exploding. Again, I'm not a fan of like the neon sign vendo machines. I prefer if they just done like some really proper art for vending machines, if that makes sense, like they used to do. I really like those sort of posters. I don't know, there's something about these neon vending machines that I really dislike. And you got like, what is that, a Soulstorm brew dispenser there? Looks a bit off to me. Anyway, Abe throws apparently another sticky bomb on this red explosive box here while he has his Mudokons stand right next to it, and they explode, and indeed the casualties are immense. They go down to well, okay, 6 casualties, not a lot by my standards. It goes down to 75 employees. The next shot shows Abe and some Mudokons opening up a bird portal, and the Mudokons go running through. This appears to be, looks like Slig barracks to me. It reminds me a bit of the Necrom jungle, but that's probably the Slig barracks. But yeah, and then if you notice, the possession orb that they do sort of, does it move? Yeah, I don't know, it feels like it's returning back to Abe, but I think that might just be like the chi or the energy or something that's coming to Abe for saving the Mudokons. And that's it. So blimey, that was probably the longest trailer they have released so far. And yeah, so that was just like a somewhat of an analysis of the gameplay elements shown in the Oddworld Soulstorm PlayStation State of Play 2021 trailer.
Hello, follow me.